The strangers, believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart break. I walk alone in the night, neath the pale moon, loving's for the fools. Baby, beware of my bite. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a creeping through the shadows and the corners of your mind. I go with the wind blows. I run but I don't hide. Call of the wild, whispering the name. No, I can't be tamed. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a
Alright guys, I swear I'm not eating, I swear. Alright. I swear I'm not eating. Okie dokie! How are we all? It's good to see that, you know, my little chat box is not working once again. Thank you very much, Streamlabs. You, at the very least, you are consistent. My cat has just come in and he wants to join the show. No. You are staying away from the... Go away. Go. Shoot. Alright. My cat just left. Alright, we're good. How are we all? Yes, I do believe that, Trip, you do need a flamethrower. Alright. What we need to do, we need to talk to Elon Musk and we need to get that shit sorted for you. Flamethrower, hashtag confirmed. Sorry to hear about your poison ivy, man. That's crap too, that shit. That stuff's bad to get rid of. My grandfather had a whole bunch of it on his property. He used to farm. And it's shit to get rid of. Alright. I'm going through and reauthorizing my account for Streamlabs, and we'll see if that helps fix the chat problem. Don't know why it would, but you know. Nonpartisan media. Apart from that, we'll get started. Obviously, guys, we're going to start talking about the Colorado shooting, because that is the breaking news that is literally just happening. It's happened about 12 hours ago now, so it's not really technically breaking, I suppose, but although hang on, that's peace. Oh no, that is breaking news. That's Eastern time. So yeah. Alright. So alright. And widgets. Chat box. Okay. Alright. Small amount, so it should not be too bad. I also posted pics in Discord for my ankle from last year. Yikes. Yeah. I busted my ankle a couple of weeks ago too. Although mine might have been carrying a chick to bed and falling over. Might have been that. Yeah, that's right. Eon made some flamethrowers. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And told people not to buy them because it was a really, really bad idea. Hey, our chat just started working. Woohoo! Hashtag confirmed. Alright. So, alright. Let's jump into it now that we've got chat, now that we've got people here, now that we've got a school shooting. Hit the like and subscribe. Yes, please do, guys. Please do subscribe and hit that like button, because it does help out the channel hugely. Because YouTube does not like us. Let's face facts. We seemingly do a better job than mainstream media, and they don't like us. So smack that like button and really give that thumbs up to us, and really give the bird to YouTube. So yeah, it happened 4 hours ago. I'm just starting to get some news flowing in from it now. So people are just starting about it now. So I wouldn't worry if you haven't heard. Obviously, guys, don't worry. We are going to cover it. But yeah, I was going to also talk about Miss USA, Miss Teen, and Miss America all being black, and everybody seems to be going on, oh my god, they're all black. It's like, yeah, and so. But anyway. So don't worry about school. We'll cover it for you, man. Alright, let's jump into it. So at least 8 students have been injured in a school shooting in Colorado. 2 suspects were taken into custody, authorities say. So this has happened at a STEM school. So it's a school shooting at STEM school, Highlands Ranch. So at least 8 students were injured in a shooting at a school outside of Denver, authorities said on Tuesday. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office said officers responded to reports of shootings, shots fired at 1:53 p.m. At STEM school at K-12 charter school in Highlands Ranch. Watching squirrels, yeah. Panda if you're talking about me, but anyway, yeah. Local hospitals confirmed they were treating 8 victims who, according to the sheriff's office, were mostly or all students. It's a weird way to say it, but okay, sure. Douglas County Under Sheriff Holly Nixon said 2 suspects were in custody, adding that the officers were still going room to room to clear the scene. So Little Adventist Hospital was treating 5 patients who spokesman confirmed to BuzzFeed News were in serious condition and 1 was in a fair condition. Linda Watson, a spokesman for Skyridge Medical Center in Lone Tree, said the hospital was treating 2 juvenile victims. Both were in a stable condition. Children's Hospital of Colorado was treating 1 patient who was in a good condition at the South Campus in Highlands Ranch. So it doesn't seem like there's been any sort of fatalities. So it must be a small caliber gun or something they were using. But anyway, let's keep. Quite a few shots were fired, and police officer. What? This is a sentence to you? Sheriff's office was on the scene almost immediately. Cliff told the reporters during a briefing, adding that deputies could still hear shots as they arrived on the scene and entered the school. The school is on lockdown, according to the Douglas County School District. Other Highlands Ranch schools were placed in lockout. The lockout was lifted by 4 p.m. after all schools' activities at Highland Ranch schools were cancelled. So Nicholas Cliff said the shooting started at the campus middle school. She said officers did not yet know whether the suspects were students, but believed they were juveniles. Speaking on air to anchors at Denver 7 News, Christian, a 6th grader at the school, said he was in study hall when he saw a bunch of students running and yelling, "School shooter, school shooter." I'm like, what, is this for real or fake? He said, I just ran after them. I got out of there. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobaccos, Firearms and Explosives in Denver were responding to the incident. Colorado Governor Jared Polosi said he was monitoring the situation and making all public safety resources available to assist the Sheriff's Department. So, yeah. We've got Colorado school, STEM school shooting. At least 7 people injured, 2 are in custody. So the bright side, at least I suppose, to this is the fact that it doesn't seem like anybody has been killed. So that's obviously great news. At least 7 people were injured and 2 suspects were in custody after shooting was reported at Colorado STEM school on Tuesday, officers said. Douglas County Sheriff's Office said it responded to the STEM school Highlands Ranch just before 2 p.m. and is also looking into the possibility there are a 3rd suspect involved and as many as 8 people injured. At least 4 were taken into a hospital in serious condition. The shooting occurred in the middle school and officers heard shots as they entered the school. So, Just going through and just making sure we're not doubling up on a lot of the info. So the campus is 8 miles southeast of Columbine High School in Little, site of the the April 20th, 1999 mass shooting. They always reference Columbine, don't they? When I heard this was Colorado, I was like, oh, here we go. They're going to make references to Columbine again. So, yeah. Is this your internet or mine? Seems quite stable on my end though. It's his. Okay, yeah. So apparently it's not. Apparently it's mine. Yeah, guys. Internet upgrade should be happening literally in a week. So yeah, a week and a couple of days. So don't worry, I'm counting it down too. Don't worry. Although I'm starting to wonder if this dropping out situation that I have may actually be something like the network card or something losing the signal. So we might do some tests tomorrow and see if I can get it to be a little bit more stable on the other computer, the stream rig I've got. But yeah, anyway, let's keep going. It might be like the network cut or something and this machine is dying or something. I don't know. I'll check it out. So at least 7 injured in school shooting in suburb Denver. 2 suspects in custody. So everybody's just sort of repeating the same old stuff. 7 students are injured, including 4 seriously after high school. But no one's really gone through and... yeah. Let me see if there's anything on the Twitter. So apparently someone edited... Oh, thanks, Squirrel, guys. You don't have to donate. I appreciate it. I do. But thank you very much. But yeah, thank you very much for the $5, man. Someone went through and apparently edited the school's Wikipedia page. So this is interesting. So this was found. So that's the school's Wikipedia page. Someone has gone through and apparently edited it. So it says edited revision as of the 29th of April. 2018 anti-suicide program are implemented to help lower the chances of suicide and school shootings. Do they work? Quote, we shall see. A little bit interesting, I suppose. But apart from that, it's the usual leftist turning around claiming that we need gun control, blah blah blah. What are the gun rules like in Colorado? My understanding is that they're pretty strict now, aren't they? Weren't they tightened up after the Columbine incident? So apparently someone claimed on social media that the seniors tackled the gunman. The suspect is an 18-year-old student from the school. Said he was not acting alone. Reports, that's on social media. Don't take it with a grain of salt. But let's post that for you guys to see as well. So, a student during the shooting added to her social media that claimed that some seniors tackled the gunman. A suspect is an 18-year-old student from the school, said he was not acting alone. That's interesting. That's something the mainstream media is seemingly leaving out. Everybody's starting to talk about the whole we shall see stuff. So, apart from that, not really a lot of information, to be honest. So yeah. Oh, okay. No worries. Well, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Of course, I'm talking about the money. Any money that is donated is actually going into fund ads. So I don't get any of it. So yeah, it basically goes into like ad campaigns for like Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that. We're going to start implementing that actually probably next week actually. So yeah, we got like 100 and something bucks from YouTube the other day. So we're going to go through and we're going to put that in and use that for the ad campaign, just to help boost numbers and stuff like that. So this, I do find this Wikipedia, I think, obviously interesting. I do like the fact that obviously the seniors tackle the gunman. That's pretty cool. Something the mainstream media is not talking about. Apart from that, everybody else is just pretty much, like I say, it really is quite fluid. It is really just starting now. So let me talk about the latest. People are trying to use racism, claiming, oh, white people shooting up school. People going on and trying to blame Trump somehow. Really? Yeah. Okay. What's the gun laws like in Colorado? Anybody? I hear they're pretty strict, aren't they? Oops. I need an A in there. I think what you need is a background check to buy a gun. Okay. Local news keeps saying that we have been preparing for this for a long time. Did David H. speak about this? David Hogg? Oh, God knows. I don't know. Probably. In Colorado. Let's look this up. And bring this over here. So you do need a permit for concealed carry. Conceal within a vehicle. You're also handguns. You're allowed, yes, and long guns, yes. State presumption of local restrictions. Local ordinance are preempted by state law, but Denver bans all assault weapons and open carries. There we go. So Denver bans assault weapons and open carries, and yet they still had a mass shooting. Fucking imagine my surprise. But anyway. Yeah, so this actually happened at Denver. So here it is, here. So... So mass shooting, assault weapons, gun control, regardless of where you stand on these controversial topics, everyone in Colorado should know what is the state's laws in regards to guns ownership, and concealed carry permits. Now this is updated on the May 20th, 2017. General explanation of gun laws in Colorado, but anybody charged with a particular firearms violation in this state will need the precise and specific legal advice that Denver Criminal County Attorney can provide. So there is a number of laws that regulate the purchase, ownership, and use of firearms in Colorado. The foundation of Colorado's gun laws is the distinction it makes between handguns and long guns. So to own either in the state, no permit, registration, or license is required by law. The state allows both open and concealed carry, although concealed carry permits are approved only for handguns and never for long guns, which is interesting because the last page I just had said that, for example here, that for long guns and handguns, state presumption of local restrictions. Local ordinance are permitted by the state law, but Denver bans assault weapons and open carry. So this is talking about Colorado more in general. Local government in Colorado have the discretion in most cases to restrict guns, gun ownership, and gun use, which is what I think is happening with Denver at the moment. Background checks is required by the federal law for all private firearms sales. Background checks in Colorado exceed what the federal law requires. Even for private sale between two Colorado residents, a seller must have a licensed gun dealer conduct the background investigation on his behalf. Colorado Bureau of Investigation must be informed of all gun ownership changes. The buyers are responsible to pay for the background check. Gun show purchases also require background check. So, yeah. Seems like they're pretty tight when it comes to... Like, Colorado itself doesn't, but Denver definitely does. So, well, that's where the shooting happened, is in Denver. So... Permit required for open carry, no. Legal without permit required except in Denver. So it looks like Denver has a lot more tougher restrictions. Oh, cool. I'll check it out. Thank you. Denver 7. They do have... They have got a few clips about this. And that. Copy link. That. Copy link. That. Alright, so let's play these clips for you guys, and then we'll probably jump on to the next topic.
Yeah, so just since we last spoke, I've talked to 3 different law enforcement sources.
Okay, so excuse me, this is the medical helicopter. That is what they were doing, is making sure they had a clearing. So Jace, please continue to watch this medical helicopter arrive on scene.
Right, so we now know that the FBI is also responding out here. This is part of the federal response to all of this. The FBI, of course, is key because they have people all over the gun country here who could help if necessary in this. We've also talked to other sources now. We're learning that they are continuing to clear this school, and we want to be careful that we don't give too much information out here. But we do know that they are making significant progress in being able to clear this school at this time. Those are two big things here. We talk about the police response. In something like this, they absolutely, we know that the ATF has responded, the FBI has responded. These are federal agencies who sadly are experts in trying to deal with this, that they absolutely know what they're doing. And to have them respond out there is no doubt going to help this investigation.
Well, and you make a very good point. We don't want to telegraph to anyone what is happening at that school right now, because as long as it is still considered an unstable situation right now, where they don't really feel like they fully have a handle on what is going on in that school.
And we don't know who's watching.
Exactly.
Let's
go. Jason Grenauer's live at the scene as we're monitoring a helicopter, medical helicopter that just arrived. We also do want to be very careful about what we show and don't show about what will be going on. Where are you, Jason? What do you see?
Yeah, we are just a few blocks to the west of that school. This is Lucent and Plaza.
There's nothing like televising your actual area to let the school shooter know. In case there is still, a school shooter that wants to go shoot you live on camera. Hey, this is my precise location. But, moving along.
Kind of the major intersection, at least to the west of the school. If we actually pan all the way through, just on the other side of that parking lot there, that's ultimately where the school is, some flashing lights and things like that. We have seen immediate law enforcement presence that has continued to flow through here in this intersection. Flashing lights and sirens, more fire trucks, more ambulances, the Flight for Life ambulance, that helicopter that was looking to land. When we pass along what law enforcement wants people to know, that one, this is a very active situation, and two, to avoid...
Okay, what the hell is going on with this fire truck? Like, seriously, like... What's this fire truck? Like, I know we shouldn't joke about this sort of thing, but, like...
Things like that. We have seen
what's this fire truck here?
Law enforcement presence that has continued to flow
He
through
backs
here
up.
in this intersection. Flashing lights and sirens, more fire trucks, more ambulances, the Flight for Life ambulance, that helicopter that was looking to land. When we pass along what law enforcement wants people to know, that one, this is a very active situation,
he has to
and
do
two,
a
to
three-point
avoid the area.
turn.
This is exactly
Like,
why, because they have the intersection shut down.
Anyway.
Other than law
I shouldn't give
enforcement
him shit,
vehicles
I
to
suppose.
actually then go there through Center Park, but as yet another South Metro fire truck arrives here on scene to assist, this is why things are so active and ongoing here. The State Patrol is here, Aurora Police are here.
What the I don't get. What the fuck is a fire truck gonna do? Why are you sending in a fire truck? But anyway.
Here, multiple ambulances, etc. We're still waiting on an update here from Children's Hospital, which is just a few blocks here away from this incident, as more and more law enforcement continue to flow through here. As soon as we get more updates, we'll pass them along to you.
We do have this one.
And we just got here on the scene here. School bus is coming by here now, but we've seen a lot of emotional reunions here, a lot of...
Alright.
They go into the school and that's
So there's these
Along
engines
the State
going.
Patrol and police, they've been
And
told
just
here
as
to come
schools are
and meet with
prepared,
the
I
kids,
think
and
they
there's been
feel
some
very
tears.
prepared now, because
as
they've
prepared as you
worked
can be.
yeah.
One parent told me this is organized chaos because not a lot of information has come in. We have one of those parents here right now, Stacy. This is Stacy Stafford. You have a daughter at the school, right?
Yes, I do.
Tell me what they said to you and what led you to come here.
So I actually got notification that the schools have been on lockout, and one of my high school students at another school called me and said it's serious. My husband called, he ran to STEM, and I heard there was an active shooter, and that's the worst. That's the worst thing you can ever hear, really.
Great wrap up there. Great wrap up. I'm sorry, but if I was a mother and my kid was at a school shooting and someone shoved a camera in my face and said, what's your thoughts? My response would be, it's a friggin' school shooting. Get my camera out of my face and I want to go and check to see if my kid's fine. Like, if I was like a dad, for example, right? and I walked up to a school shooting, and Channel 9 in Australia, or Channel 7 in Australia, shoved a camera in my face and said, "What are your thoughts on the school shooting?" My response would be, "Dude, can I fucking check on my kid?" Like, seriously. But anyway. It's standard procedure to send fire trucks. Firefighters have MES training, I think. Yeah, but they have ambulances there as well, don't they? Fire trucks for the media parade. Yeah. Nothing like, blaring sirens to rack out in those ratings. Another Sandy Hook deep state false flag by the... Yeah. It could be a false flag, we haven't seen anything to say that, apart from the whole Wikipedia page. Most are paramedics. True. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, someone just turned up. Yeah, look, it could be that. It could be a false flag. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, they already are.
So what's going through your mind now when you see these parents come here not knowing what's happening with their kids?
I'm scared for them because a lot of people don't know what's going on. They haven't been able to talk to their kids. My daughter got to text me and tell me she's okay, so I was very thankful for that.
And Stacey, I saw you were standing there by yourself. You're getting a little emotional now too. I mean, as a parent, I live here. I'm a Highlands Ranch parent too. What?
She doesn't look very emotional. I'm just saying that. But
What's going through your mind now when you hear something like this happening?
How can this happen here? How can this happen? Who would do something like this? This school has kids from kindergarten to high school. I don't know what would somebody to do this.
Now, had you heard about the shooters being in custody now?
I've heard that 2 people are in custody. I don't know much more than that.
Okay. So tell us. So once again, you just got an alert that a shooting had happened, and you were thinking, "Here we go again." But your child, as far as you know, is okay.
Yes, my child is okay for as much as I know. My husband took a picture of her. He ran over there and saw her.
Okay. You haven't seen her yet, though.
No.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to say to other parents out there who are going through this experience?
Just let's hold each other up and let's just wait and see.
Stacey, staff, we appreciate you talking to us. We really appreciate it. So we are here once again, guys, Northridge Rec Center, where the parents have been told to come to meet up with their students. Probably maybe 100 people here, along with State Patrol and police. It is fairly organized.
So, and a father has also talked about this
at Northridge Rec Center, not too far from there, not at the school itself. That's where the law enforcement wants you to go. Tom Mustin.
Fake banner, you just got demonetized. Wouldn't be surprised, man. Yeah. I haven't seen any of the ads coming up for this live stream, so I think the fact that we've got shooting in the topic is enough to get it demonetized anyway, so yeah.
Also is there. He's been speaking with parents as they've been coming in and finally getting to breathe a sigh of relief, at least the lucky ones, Tom.
Well, and Shannon, this person we're going to talk to right now, as the unthinkable happened, his son was shot there. Fernando Montoya. Fernando, tell us how your son is doing.
He's doing okay. He's doing okay. My wife, he just called me that my son, he's going to get released from the hospital like an hour or so. So, thank God he's fine.
Hang on, your son got shot and he's going to be released after an hour or so. Obviously, it's not a serious bullet shot. Like, it's not... He's not, like, being shot in the gut or anything like that. Like, it's a graze or something, right? Like, I don't know. Does anybody else think that's a little weird? Your son gets shot and he gets released after an hour? My understanding would be that if they were to go through and to have been shot, they would have kept him overnight, at least.
And we're so glad, and well, we have to just go through this, the best we can, and we'll learn from this a lot. So
you told me your son was shot 3 times.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Yeah, from him.
His son was shot 3 times, and they've been. Okay, this is why people think false flags happen, and I'm starting to wonder myself. His son's been shot 3 times, and they're releasing him after an hour. Does anybody else think that's weird?
He got shot 3 times. Yeah.
Tell us what he said happened.
Well, he said all of a sudden a guy pulled I believe a pistol. I'm not sure. Out of like guitar.
Yeah. cut the stream, cut the stream. It's a handgun. Well, it's not an AR. Quick, cut the stream. Shootings every day in Chicago, another Democrat stronghold. Yeah, it's funny how all the Democrat strongholds seem to have gun control and seem to have gun violence.
Case and start to shoot, students. So that's pretty much that's what I heard so far.
And your wife is with him now?
Yeah, and I believe I just talked to my brother-in-law, and he said the police they're right there with them, taking their declaration, all the, trying to figure out what happened.
What grade is your son in?
It's on next year. He's gonna be last year on the high school. Yeah, junior.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, and he's 17 years old. Yeah.
Well, you were telling me you feel a little relieved, even though he's been shot 3 times, that he's going to be okay.
Yeah, I wasn't myself when I haven't talked to him yet. So as soon as I talked to him, I become myself because I was so in shock, like very scared. Yeah, about my kids. So yeah, I'm glad they're okay. Even though he gets shot, but he's okay. He's gonna walk out on his feet. So I'm glad.
You can't even imagine what you're going through.
We're so lucky. We're so lucky, and I feel sorry for the rest of the guys that get shot, and families and everybody that is involved. Like everybody gets scared, even if their kids they're just in panic. We're scared, and we have to go through this. I guess one more time, and luckily, I haven't heard nobody was very serious hurt or.
Did he say that the shooters were aiming for him directly, or was he just kind of caught him?
And he don't say so. So I think.
Dude, I don't know. I think this is, and someone else has mentioned this in chat. Better download this copy. Better download this if you want this copy. Says the gun says he's shot 3 times and be released in hospital within an hour. That to me is freaking weird. Yeah, YouTube friendly Colorado school ouchie. That's actually quite funny, actually. I like that trip. That's actually really funny. I might actually put that as the pin topic. Yeah, let me post that in general. That is really funny. I like that. But like I say, his son gets shot 3 times, and is released within an hour. Who gets shot 3 times and is released within an hour? What kind of bullet holes does he have in him? Like, are they just grazes? Are they, are they... Like, does anybody else think that's weird? Shot 3 times and released in an hour. That to me is definitely freaking weird.
Maybe it was like a random or something. I don't know. He didn't sound like it was directing, like maybe just all over. So yeah, then that I know.
Okay.
So,
and Tom?
Well, all of us are thinking about you and your thoughts and prayers. Yes, Shannon?
Tom, a couple of things if you could ask this man. First of all, we're trying to keep track of those 8 who are at the hospitals. Can you tell us which hospital he's at? And also, if his son told him about any other people shot around him when he was shot?
First of all, what hospital is your son?
Skyridge.
He's at Skyridge?
Skyridge, yeah.
Were there other people around him that were shot too?
One of his friends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how many kids they take over there, but my son is.
Okay.
My son is.
We'd heard stories about some people rushing to stop the shooter too. Was your son one of those people? Do you know?
Not that I know. He don't say so. Probably, I don't know.
Okay.
And Tom, did he say
so this is
where?
Fernando Montoya's.
Ask Mr. Montoya where in the school his son was, if he can describe that scene.
Where in the school was your son? Was he in the classroom?
In the classroom.
He was in the classroom.
In the classroom, yeah.
So he described people just walked into the classroom with guns.
Yeah, I think one, and one was on the class inside the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someone in the classroom was already there?
That's what he told me. You know, I hope, you know, it's hard to believe that somebody in the classroom has a
No, but Trip, if you're shot with a 22 caliber, you would still be in hospital for more than an hour. That's to me, it doesn't make sense. Like, even a 9mm, right? You get shot with a 9mm, you're still going to be in hospital for more than an hour. Especially if you got 3 bullet holes in you. They're going to keep you at least overnight, right?
weapon and he's just gonna open fire like nothing. So hopefully, I don't know. It's hard to believe that that happened.
Certainly a lot to sort out, but you are in our thoughts and prayers. I'm so glad your son is okay. Fernando Montoya's son shot 3 times today, but we're told he's going to be okay and he'll be released from Sky Ridge. So, my friend, we're thinking about you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So, you were talking about emotional reunions. How about this one here, when he gets to finally see his family as well? Unbelievable, guys. But we'll stay on the scene here, and you can see it's still raining, so people are kind of...
So, yeah, that's apparently all we have at the moment. I don't know. I don't want to go calling this a false flag because I don't want to get into that habit of just saying everything's a false flag. But your son gets shot 3 times and he gets released from hospital within an hour. To me, that does not make sense. That really does not make sense to me. So, I don't know. What do you guys reckon? What do you guys reckon? Yeah. We'll keep moving on to the next topic if you want. Yeah, Squirrel, I don't know, man. Like, it's weird. You think they'll keep him overnight, right? Like, even a 22. 22 is going to go through at least the first side of a person, right? Like, if you get shot in the gut or something like that, it's still going to go into your stomach and stuff like that, right? They're still going to have to patch you up, give you stitches. Even if you're shot in the leg, for example, they're still going to stitch you up, patch you up and everything like that. You think they'll keep you longer than an hour. Yeah. Yeah, the Lion's saying false flag. Yeah, also the thing is, if the kid's in hospital, right, then, you know, what, at least he's not going anywhere. They can question him and stuff as well. I don't know, it just seems really weird. It's just... Hospital trip is at least 3 hours. Well, yeah, it depends on, if you go in for, like, surgery and stuff like that. I don't know, it just seems very weird to me. Oh, I forgot to tweet out the link for this video, didn't I? Whoopsie! Yeah, let me do that very quickly. So... yeah, I don't know. What do you guys reckon? 3 houses hospital is dead. Yeah. You mean if if it's dead quiet, like there's no one there, for example? Alright, just posting out the link, guys. Probably should have done it earlier when I was talking about the stem shooting and everything, but... But anyway, I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Hospital is 3 hours in the ER in the medical field. 3 hours of hospital is dead. Yeah, I don't know. It seems weird to me too. Like... I don't know. If I was a parent, sure, you want your kid home safe and everything, but... Phrasing. Yeah. I should have used your idea, actually. Should have used your YouTube-friendly title. I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Alright, let's jump onto it. CNN accidentally being racist. CNN asks, how black will the royal baby be? Not very. CNN is under intense fire Tuesday after the network writing producer John Blake published an article with the sub-headline asking, how black will the royal baby be? The piece published on Monday under the headline, Alice's "Don't Use the Royal Birth to Trot Out Dangerous Myths," apparently sought to address the flood of the news reports describing Merkel and Prince Harry's newborn son as the first African-American baby born into the royal family. But let's not use the royal birth to trot out dangerous myth, Black wrote. Let's not turn this child into another great mixed race hope. Blake offered his readers an alternative outlook of which they might view as the newest addition to the royal family. One, he says, is divorced from the current racial obsession and worthy of celebrating. Imagine a child being born to a couple like Duke and Duchess and no one obsesses over their racial mixture or how white or black they look. Imagine if that child was born with dark skin, a wide nose, and kinky hair. Kinky hair? People would still call that child gorgeous, Blake wrote in the conclusion. All that would matter is the child has two parents who love him and her. That's kind of a fairy tale I'm writing for. Yeah, she's mixed too, actually. So at the very close, it's going to be like a quadroon, probably. My understanding is that she's Black American, so it's going to come out like Sargon. CNN needs more people of colour working in the executive decision-making ranks, obviously, former CNN anchor Chute O'Brien said. Diversity can be fun. Like Pocahontas, with the high cheekbones. Yeah. Imagine if it came out ginger. Imagine if it came out white or ginger, like completely white. Like, holy shit. They would lose their shit. I dated a girl that was mixed race. She was Australian part / Asian. But she was like from like Indian. Her mother was like Indian, Sri Lankan sort of like ancestry. And I don't want to say the exact one, but that sort of stuff, right? But this girl was whiter than snow, dude. Like, yeah. Like, she would pass like for the alt-right. Yeah. So, you turn out being whiter than shit. Whiter than snow or darker than shit. It's yeah, like her brother was dark. Like, you look at them like side by side and you swear they were not brother and sister. So, genetics is a weird thing. But I don't know, CNN being very, very caring about race again. Big shock and surprise. Is anybody surprised by this? Particularly not me. Embattled, CNN has axed more than 100 jobs. Far-left CNN announced Monday that more than 100 jobs have been axed at the ratings-challenged cable network. These job cuts have been spun by Brian Stelter, CNN's left-wing media reporter who regularly spreads fake news and conspiracy theories. This is the same company. Harry is very white and ginger. That's true. Although I think the ginger genes are pretty dominating, aren't they? So it's got a good chance of coming out white, actually, to be honest. This is the same Brian Stelter, mind you, that asked things like, you know, like, this is the same network, sorry, that went through and asked, like, you know, like, did a black hole swallow up a plane and gone on about Trump collusion for the past 7 years. No layoffs, but rather voluntary buyouts throughout the organisation. About 100 people opted for it. So we're not firing you. We're just offering to go through and to pay you off so that you don't have to come to work anymore. It's a payout, sure. No worries, Trip. Enjoy, buddy. Yeah, like... Although the ratings have dropped down, something like down to like 20% of what they used to be or something. Like the ratings are in the gutter right now. So am I surprised they're paying off their stuff? No, of course not. Yes, it's also a defect. Hey, that's not very nice to all the gingers out there, Squirrel. But anyway. Chuck Woolery, Hollywood left protects its own racism and bigotry onto its own racism and bigotry on the conservatives. Chuck Woolery, a former and original host of Wheel of Fortune and Love Connection, and the host of Blunt Force Truth podcast, told Breitbart News that Hollywood leftists project their own racism and bigotry onto conservatives, offering his remarks in a Monday interview on SiriusXM Breitbart News Tonight with host Rebecca Mansour and Joel Pakala. Might be mispronouncing those names. Maybe they'll apply for Fox. Maybe we should tweet Learn to Code at them. Warrior says that the leftward political movement of America's left, noting that Marxist axioms upon which left-wing ideology is predicated. I've always been very careful to talk about communist and this sort of thing, said Woodry, but lately I really do feel like I need to, because once you get into the Marxist ideology and understand that's where communism came from, you began to connect the dots and realize that's really where they're going and where people like Bernie Sanders really want to take us. It's not too extreme now to express those views. I don't think in terms of where our politics and our culture is going, it's very communist leaning and it's odd. Yeah. Look up scientific fact. Yeah, true. Yeah. I'm just having a joke. Yeah, I definitely think at the end of the day, people are going through and leaning towards communism. Satellite and I have had this discussion a bit. At the end of the day, yeah. Yeah, I would say definitely we're leaning towards communism. So, yeah. Alright, I just checked to see if he was on. He's online, but he's not in the chat at the moment. Send buyout, huh? So, is that much lying Schiphol currently going for? The buyout is their job. So what they're doing is they're offered a redundancy package, presumably. So what they do is they say, hey, look, you've got 12 months left on your contract. You know, your contract might be worth $60,000. We'll give you $30,000 if you don't turn up to work for the next 12 months. And that's what they do. They go through and they pay them off to get them to terminate their contracts. And it ends up being cheaper for CNN because they don't have to worry about paying the whole fee. Ends up being better for the people that work at the newspaper or the radio or the TV station or whatever it may be, because at the end of the day they get to find a new job. Whereas I don't know where Satellite is. He's been absent lately, so yeah, I wanted to catch up with him. Oh, here he is. Never mind, we're just speaking of the devil. How are you, buddy?
Hey there.
We're just talking about you. People were asking where you were.
Yeah. We're leaning towards socialism, not communism. Just giving you a correction there.
Yeah, I think it's on the way.
Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, I think it's leaning that way. A lot to do with economy issues. Although I've been watching a show lately. It's a Canadian show.
I thought you said watching show.
I've been watching your show. I watch yours in the morning, and then during the midday, there's the last Canadian show, Mike and the Night. And I think that's very interesting what goes on there, and talks about Australian stuff too.
Is that the
I
one?
don't think. Hmm?
Is that the one that Leaf was talking about that you were on?
Yeah, I was on there a couple of times actually. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I posted the link in chat actually.
It's actually pretty good, isn't it? It's
Hmm.
it's a very good show. It takes a lot of call-ins. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting talking about it. I don't think we can head this off. I think the economy is headed for something pretty crazy, I think.
So my question would be: is what if they're using socialism, for example, as a stopgap between that and communism?
I don't know. Because socialism is a different thing to communism, which is also
True.
different to capitalism and so on.
True.
I mean, you can't have two at once. You know, you have to pick one, right?
Yeah.
I don't think people are generally going to go with communism. I don't think that people will accept that. You even see communism dying in China. You know, it's getting more capitalistic. So I think socialism is going to be propped up a lot to take care of a lot of the issues that capitalism causes, as well as automation. You know, these two things
Hmm.
have to be mitigated. I think capitalism is always going to be here because you're always going to have greed. It's never going to go away.
Hmm.
So you know,
Yeah, but the thing is we're not saying that they're going to be successful in bringing it in. We're just simply saying that people like Bernie Sanders and Alexandra Cortez and all these sort of far leftists, they're wanting to bring it in, or they're trying to bring it in. I was covering something, I think a couple of days ago, where they were talking about seizing the means of production. And I was like, holy shit, that is literally in the frigging Communist Handbook. That's literally a line out of the Communist Handbook. Like, seizing the means of production. And I was like, oof, like, Jesus Christ, we're getting damn close to that edge. And look, I do think we got some time before they're going to try and make this push. I think they're going to try and push socialism, social systems, like, for example, they're going to try and bring in some sort of American health system like what we've got here. Then they're going to try and bring in universal income. And then after that, I think is then, steps further. Like it's not like it's a great big, hey, now we're a communist sort of thing. They slowly edge people towards the cliff. They do it with gun control and everything else too. For example, we're not going to ban your guns. We just want to ban the automatic ones. And then now we just want to ban the semi-automatic ones. And then it's like, well, hey, we're just going to ban all guns now. It's like a slow progression. And that's my worry with the left, is they always try and do this slow creep towards the cliff. And that's where a lot of people, I think, sort of miss it.
I agree, and that's how you end up with today we call them cuck-servatives, because of the whole thing to do with, well, what did you conserve? Well, they used to conserve more. Now they feel they conserve less and less. Exactly what I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I think full-blown communism is hard to hide. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to hide that.
Yeah, especially after Venezuela. I think a lot of people are put off from having it because of the whole Venezuela situation at the moment.
Correct, yeah. That's why I don't think that you're going to end up with full-blown communism, because, one funny thing does happen is you wait enough generations and people forget.
True.
But the thing is that's an argument that I got into, but then I say that, however, 100 years ago, was there such a thing as the internet? And, well, no. So, is it going to be that easy to forget things now? Even 80 years from now, is it going to be that easy to forget?
Well, I don't think the internet really saves people per se, because, for example, they can censor the internet. They can shut down websites. We already have a memory hole on the internet already. You try and bring up things like, for example, the planes crashing into the World Trade Towers. And, you can bring up the footage that the media has and everything like that, and the standard footage. But you try and bring up, Building 7 being imploded before the other buildings when no plane parts hit Building 7. And you can't find it. You can't. And this is the thing that you and I have realised a lot lately. We actually have this saying in the Discord. we'll try and find something and we can't find it anymore because it's been deleted off the internet. So I don't really think the internet is that much of a saving grace when we don't really have a free and open internet. Because I think that they can still censor people off it.
Well, so yes, but the thing is, I wouldn't say it's been deleted off the internet. It's been deleted from the major big tech.
Yeah.
But you can easily find all of these information that we say is gone, easily on just about any other website that's not big tech. It's just that whether or not people are going to go, well, I'll use any other search engine other than Google. Do people really do that? Well, I hope so. Because really, I've seen tests these days. People are making videos about this. Literally, the only search engine heavily censoring is Google. Even Microsoft's Bing is actually giving you pretty legitimate results on things. It's crazy.
Well, I use DuckDuckGo, and even I have problems finding stuff down the memory hole, so to speak.
Well, yeah. If you've had issues, then I agree that there must be some issues. Like maybe things are gone. Yeah.
Like
it is a problem, though.
If something is stored on, like for example, like if you try and bring up Alan Jones, is like for example Infowars, you try and bring up any of his video clips or anything like that, right? It was all stored on YouTube and is on his own website. Now, it's gone off YouTube, right? His channel's been deleted. It's gone. The only chance you have of finding any of Alex Jones's clips is stuff that people have clipped out. And when it comes to his own website, well, if they manage to take that down, then where's the rest of Alex Jones's videos? They're basically gone off the internet. There might be a few here and there, but the bulk of his telecast is gone. So if he's covered something 6 or 8 years ago, for example, then, and it was buried in one of his 4-hour-long videos, then it's not going to be. I don't know. Yeah. Did you hear about December?
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. The video might be gone, but do you think that there might be other people who covered information? Would that information still be there?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I was actually going to talk about Jordan Peterson today, actually. I was going to call him out.
Oh, goody. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to hang around on that one or if you want to go and hide in the bomb shelter. But
No. I don't know. It was a while back when I talked to you about it, but I kind of was thinking, what? If someone needs to be called out, I don't care who they are. At this point, I'm just like, fine, let's just call them out.
Plus, I think most of the flack's going to come on me anyway, to be honest. Not you so much. So, I think people are going to take... I'm the one
I'll just throw you to the wolves.
Yeah, he's just, like, here, go get him, poof. The reason why... Okay, so talking about this, right, Jordan Peterson went through, as you probably heard, we had the whole Conservatives being deleted off Facebook recently. They deleted Milo, they deleted Louis Farrakhan, which is not really conservative, but let's face it, he was the token left guy. They went through, they deleted Paul Joseph Watson, Infowars, they banned him off Instagram, there was Laura Loomer. It's actually funny because they're all Jews or Zionists, but anyway. But what I was going to say, they went through and they banned them all off Facebook, right? And people called out Jordan Peterson and said, and even I did this yesterday actually, why are you not talking about this? You're supposedly pro-freedom of speech. Now, Jordan Peterson responded saying his wife was sick and that's why he hasn't responded on it. But people went through and had a look at his timeline and he tweeted about 6 other things in the same time that this stuff has gone on with Facebook. So it's like people are saying, well, dude, your wife's supposedly sick. You still put out 6 tweets. And this is something that Milo actually called out Sargon. Milo and Sargon were on a live stream yesterday. Milo actually was the one who called him out. So full credit to Milo for doing it. And I'll tell you, it was weird watching Sargon because Sargon got really... Yeah, he looked like he was sitting on a dildo. Like he got really uncomfortable when Milo started calling out Jordan Peterson. Let me see.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So I haven't watched that stream.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it yet because I saw that it was streamed, I think, only a few hours ago. So I haven't got around to that. I was thinking because I also went on to just turn the computer on and I just hopped on here. And I'm playing Rust at the moment, by the way. Totally not doing that.
I can
And
hear it in the
I
background.
had a
Actually.
choice between. I had a choice between like 6 different live streams to listen to, and I picked yours, and then they came on because you were talking about me. The thing is I watched something else earlier,
Mhm.
and that's the fact that I don't know if anyone has seen this. Laura Loomer stormed Facebook, and
Yeah,
she
I
was
saw
in the
this.
main office.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I did suffer through listening to her yelling and screaming for the whole thing.
Oh
Um,
boy, you're keen.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to know what went on there because the thing is that I was wondering whether the police were going to treat her well or not.
Mm.
And honestly, the police treated her really well with a whole lot of patience. I don't even know how that happened. American police being nice. I never seen that before. So
Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen.
but the thing too is they didn't actually. Nobody from the Facebook office came down and talked to her at all.
No.
Um, But see, I want to call out another thing because she did act like a complete fool, as
Yeah.
usual. And I think something interesting here is that it's kind of hard, and I'll put this it's kind of hard for someone like Jordan Peterson. And so here's the crescendo of this whole story
Mhm.
is I can sympathize on one angle. That Jordan Peterson coming out defending these people literally means that he has to defend Alex Jones, which is pretty hard to do without massive flack. Laura Loomer, which generally just acts like a complete tool on her videos.
Yeah.
Milo is okay. You should defend Milo. Really, you should.
Mm.
But George, Watson, Mr. Watson. What's his first
Paul
name
Joseph
again?
Watson. Yeah.
Paul Joseph Watson, yes. But the other guys, and Louis Farrakhan, the guy's undefensible. I've actually sat down and watched 2 videos of Louis Farrakhan. I've never done this before. I just wanted to
Mm.
see what is he really a lefty or not.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, to be honest, I'm not sure, man. I think he's hard right, but the hard right of Islam, not the hard right of white
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah. Horseshoe
So
theory.
I think he's a bit of a hard right, to be honest. Just on the other camp. So he's not really a lefty, I don't think.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I don't know. Look, to be honest, I would not go calling. I would not go. Look, Islam is in bed with. See, this is where it gets tricky, right? Because you start talking about right and left and stuff like that. He's in bed. He's Muslim, right? And obviously he's anti-Jew and everything like that.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, this is who the left have teamed up with, and this is where people turn around and say things like, for example, the left are so far left they're actually right at the moment. Like, and they are correct.
yeah.
They literally are. Like, I do have this video here. You won't be able to hear it, but I want to play it through for the chat. This is Milo calling out Dr. Peterson Ford, and just I've posted the link with the timestamp in chat for you. If you, you're playing Rust anyway, but yeah, let me just.
I can play it. I can play a video on my side screen. It's all good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I'll let you get that queued
If
up.
you drop it in the chat on a live show, and I can play it. Just tell me when to hit start.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
You have a timestamp on that?
Yep.
Yeah, you do. Yep. I'll actually have to paste the link for the timestamp to work. So just give me 2 seconds here. And
by the way, this has had 95,000 views, people. I'm just putting that out there. Like,
wow.
It is.
You can.
All right. So 3, 2, 1, play.
Got one of them.
Oh, sorry guys. Alright, sorry, pause for a sec. I just realised they just said there's no sound. Alright,
Oh,
Boomer to
you
the
haven't
rescue.
changed it. I love it.
Boomer to the rescue. Alright, let's restart it. Alright. Let's restart it so they can hear it.
What was it? 11.5. Okay, I think if I just refresh, it'll take me back.
Yeah, it should.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, 3, 2, 1, play.
That suggests to you what it is that actually gets people banned from social media, because it isn't even being mean, it's being effective. And that's why Gavin, me, you, Roger Stone, what do all these people have in common? Centre-right and popular.
Why they're coming for Crowder. He's going to be next.
Yes.
3.5 million subscribers, something like that. He's next, man.
I think he will be. There's a limited number of controllable centre-right people who can be relied upon to shut up when necessary. And actually, most of those people are often kind of like centrist or centre-left. Like intellectual dark web, for instance, is all leftists who make a little bit of trouble for fellow leftists, but they're not going to give you any trouble on abortion, right? So they're allowed to stay because most of them are pro-gay marriage, pro-abortion, they are leftists, right? All the intellectual dark web, pretty much all of them.
Yeah, but I'm in favour of it.
Sorry?
I'm fine with gay marriage and all those sort of things.
Yes, but you also have gone for the jugular on cultural issues. I mean, look at what happened when all these people got banned off Facebook. Jordan Peterson said nothing, like he always says nothing when he doesn't actively sabotage. Yeah, said nothing. Facebook, Twitter, nothing. Not a word to say about it. And if you notice, that's the same every single time someone gets in trouble on quote unquote our side. He says nothing about it for ages, and then comes out with some bullshit excuse. This time it was, "Oh, my wife's sick." It's like, how long does it take you to send a tweet? And why are the 6 tweets that you have sent while your wife's sick on some other subject? Like, fuck off. How dare you? Like, use your wife's illness and emergency journey to hospital as an excuse as to why you haven't
he's not here to represent himself, so let's not go.
I don't give a shit. I've recorded a podcast with him for 2 hours already that he's just sitting on, and maybe one day it will come out. But I don't care if he's here or not. So who cares? What, we can't talk about people if they're not on a live stream?
No, we can, but I think that I've got a lot of respect for Dr. Peterson, and I don't want to sit here trashing him.
Excuse me, sorry.
It's Dr. Peterson to me.
Are you sure it's a Professor Peterson?
Yeah, I call him Professor. If
we should call him Dear Professor.
Mark of respect,
No,
look, I agree with you. I agree that he should say something, but I also understand that there's a lot going on. So I don't know what his reasons are.
Give me a break.
I'd like to hear them.
Give me a break. Most of what he says is relatively unobjectionable. I've enjoyed the fact that he's tweaked the nose of leftists. I love the Kathy Newman thing, and so on and so forth. But I don't respect people just for saying things that are true that other people have said first. I respect people who put something on the line. I have lost everything because I refuse to compromise, and I refuse to say what other people.
He deleted his Patreon account because I got banned from it, mate.
It has. Well,
come on, I can't just. No.
I got banned. You got banned too. I think just afterwards or at the same time. Yeah. First of all, his tweets mentioned me. Then when Ben got to him and other people got to him, he stopped mentioning me and then just focused on you. It wasn't you, actually. It was me, because I was the one he was tweeting about first. And then when people got to him and said, "You can't mention Milo," he stopped talking about me after that and then focused on you. So not true, but never mind.
Well, I agree that you shouldn't be left out in the wilderness.
Not a dick-waving competition, but just a fact. That look, somebody who has made... And I know because I made millions from Dangerous, right? And I published it myself, so he would need to probably sell 3 to 4 times the number of.
Anyway, pause it there. But yeah, you get the idea that, for example, he's talking about Dr. Peterson, Professor Peterson, whatever you want to call him, and he's right. I've checked. Peterson has not called out regarding the censorship. He did not mention it once. And he has sent 6 other tweets. Milo is exactly right on this point. And this is what I actually tweeted out yesterday. I was like, at Dr. Peterson, or whatever his Twitter name is, why have you not called out the censorship on Facebook and Instagram? Yet you have sent out 6 other tweets. Funny thing is, no one retweeted it, which I thought was a little weird. Because, I don't know, maybe shadow banned. But apart from that, but also, Peterson didn't respond. No, I wasn't expecting him to respond. But I would have thought that some of his mates would have jumped on, for example, and gone on about, taking shots at Peterson, blah, blah, blah. But it just... Why hasn't he called it out? What? And, the whole Patreon thing? Yeah, he deleted his Patreon when at the end of the day, they started losing money on Patreon. When Ruben started losing thousands of dollars or whatever it is a month, that's when they started to delete their Patreon. Like, I don't know.
So you're thinking that they didn't delete their Patreon until it stopped growing?
I think they deleted their Patreon when they thought that maybe if we can delete this, we can get Patreon to change their stance. Maybe we can get Patreon to back down on this. If, for example, if we delete or threaten to delete, and I think they pretty much figured that they were losing money anyway, or they lost some of their money already, because of the whole Patreon debacle. So, like, hey, we're already losing thousands of dollars a month already. Maybe if we go through and make a big song and dance, we can get people on our side, get over to the new Patreon service. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But I sent out, at Jordan Peterson, has not spoken about conservatives being banned from Facebook and Instagram. He claims his wife was sick and didn't address the issue. However, it didn't stop him from posting 6 other tweets in the same time, though. And I wrote hashtag fake freedom of speech.
Whew. Spicy.
Yeah, I called him out for it. Fucking oath I did.
Spicy but true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the first time he's done this. I think he's done this multiple times. He ignores the plight of other people.
Yeah.
On these platforms. I don't know why.
Well, we do know
he's
that
afraid of something.
Well, we know his PR company that is handling his PR is the same one that handled the DNC and the leftists.
Yeah, and I've always wondered, how odd it was that Jordan Peterson did work at, I think it was United Nations.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I always thought that was a little odd. Yeah, there's some history there. He worked at one of those things. I think it was United Nations. He was there. I can see if I can look it up for you.
Well, what I think has happened, and this is a theory, I don't have anything to back this up. I would like to investigate this theory, though. My theory is what happens is the mainstream media goes through and they crucify you in the media. And they just bombard you for month after month after month. And then what happens is this PR company turns around and says, hey, you're getting attacked by the media. Let us handle your PR. We can tell you what to say, who to book, and everything like that. And we can help curb this media attention. People like Peterson and whatnot say, thank God, yes, I'm being slammed by the media at the moment. Go for it, do it. He signs up, he signs on the dotted line. And then this PR company turns around to their media counterparts and say, we've got him on board, lay off Peterson. And then they go through and they try and run interference for Peterson. And they try and run interference to get him away from these hot topics. That is my understanding of what happens. Now, that, like I say, it's a theory, it's a conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it. but that would be my belief at the moment. I don't have anything to back it up, except the fact that literally after he signed up from this company, they seemingly seem to have laid off him in the media. And I find that very weird.
Well, I've linked you the thing, and it does go fairly deep. There's more to it than just that he worked at the UN. It was specifically the sustainable development area, and oh man, I'm sure you know a lot about that. You know, just how horrible it is for anyone to have worked in the sustainable area, because that's all about sustainable living. That's to do with global warming stuff. It's to do with moving people into the cities. Reducing meat consumption. It goes on and on. Alex Jones have talked about that. So
he edited a report for the high-level panel on sustainable development. I actually have contacts in the UN, so I can ask them about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't ask how that works.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I have contacts very high up in the UN, actually.
Okay, cool. Ask about it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have someone that's very interesting to talk to. He's an ex-member of the UN, and yeah, moving along. So he edited the report. Yeah, sorry, I was just reading this. I'd have to read this like in full. I'm just skimming through it at the moment now. But yeah, editing a report. It's just because he is a professor. That could be here nor there. But obviously it's interesting. Like I say, I can definitely talk to my contact and yeah. Hang on a sec. Let me reconnect. Oh no, it's right. It's back again. Yeah. So let me talk to my contact, and I'll ask him. I'll ask him about Peterson and this sustainable thing and what he thinks about it. So, yeah, I saw him the other day. Actually, I bumped into him the other day, and like, oh hey, but yeah. Moving along. Alec Bowen. I want Bill Clinton back in office for a couple of years. No, you can't have Bill Clinton. You can't have Hillary Clinton. Suck. Left-wing actor Alec Baldwin seems to think that Bill Clinton deserves a couple of years more in the White House. If we follow Trump's thinking about what was stolen by his political opponents, let's go further, Alec Baldwin affirmed on Tuesday. I want Bill Clinton back in office for a couple of years. What the fuck is he going on about?
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Alec Bowen was gloated by a pair of President Trump's tweeted about how he had used 2 years of his presidency stolen from him over the collusion delusion. Well, technically he's right. On Saturday, 4th of May, the president retweeted the tweet by a Christian activist, Jerry Falwell, who insisted that the media has stolen 2 years of Trump's presidency with a consistent stream of lies about Russia collusion. I know my butcher, that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, you get talking to people and you're like, oh, so you used to be in the UN. Interesting. And he's very, very pissed off with the UN, so he has no problems telling me what is actually going on with it. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, I think Alec Baldwin has just been, stupid, retarded, to be honest. But anyway. Pelosi, we cannot accept a second term for Donald Trump. 2 scoops, 2 terms. Tuesday, an event in New York City hosted by Cornell University Institute of Politics and Global Affairs, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Democrats could not accept a second term for Donald Trump. Can you imagine if he wins? Pelosi said, we have to make sure, this will sound political, but we have to make sure that the Constitution wins. I thought the Constitution won next. What? I thought it won already. Isn't that how the president was selected? Yeah. Constitutionally? When's the next presidential? Sure, that the Constitution wins the next presidential. What? Okay, Nancy, you got to take your pills again, Nancy, okay? We can't be worried about, well, how long it's going to be to take. We'll take that as long as it does, and we'll press the case so that the court of public opinion, people will know what is right. But we can't accept a second term from Donald Trump. We're going to be faithful to our democracy and to the Constitution of the United States. Okay, so Donald Trump will hopefully win a second term. He's Trump gets a restart, lol. Although that said, I think he's done more than enough in the first 2 years anyway. So look, even though he's had this hanging over his head, he has done a good job, and he has got a lot more done than any other president did. So I don't know about a restart. To be honest, I think just move on forward and just get shit done from now on, I think. But anyway, Nancy Pelosi losing her shit. I would say so. She didn't give a shit before look at San Francisco. True. Judge tells boyfriend convicted of... Alright, what's COERCIVE?
What? Spell that out again?
I'll put it in Discord for you. What is that word? I have no idea what this word is.
Oh. Coercive.
Coercive control. Maybe so he was dominating, maybe? Judge tells boyfriend convicted of coercive control that there are plenty more fish in the sea. So, a controlling boyfriend who bent his girlfriend's finger back and punched her in the face, lovely, charming guy, has been spared jail after a judge told him to leave her alone and there are plenty more fish in the sea. Alexandria Heavens, 24, used Stacey Butham's thumb to unlock her iPhone while she was sleeping to hack into her messages and see if she was dating other men. Well, I'm guessing if he punched her in the face, she probably was. Heavens then interrogated her during the night about the people she had been speaking to, leaving her sleep-deprived and struggling to cope at work. During rows, he bit her on the arm, charming guy, punched her in the face and bent her finger back so far that she thought they would break. Manchester Crown Court heard. Heavens from Faithwood, Greater Manchester, admitted engaging in controlling and coercive behaviour in an intimate relationship and was handed 12 months community order. A restraining order was also prevented from him from contacting Miss Booth. He blames his offending on excessive drinking and cocaine use. And Judge Martin Rillen agreed to defer his sentence for 6 months so that he could get drink and drugs and alcohol to his job in the so he could get off the drinks and drugs and hold down his job in the demolition industry.
Goodness me. Just to be clear, though, I mean, if she was, it's still not okay what
no,
did
of course
to her.
not. No. And to be honest, also my question for her would be, why are you hanging around a guy that is on alcohol and cocaine? Like,
make better choices, huh?
Yeah, maybe, better choices and boyfriends would be better before, you get to this stage. And obviously, look, at the end of the day, if she is screwing around, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Man, you don't punch her in the face. You don't bend her fingers back or anything like that. You tell her to get her shit and get out. That's all you do. You kick her to the curb. Like, you don't fucking beat your girls, like your wife or girlfriend or whatever. That's just a dick move. Fucking beat her cuck. But anyway. Apart from that, look, yeah, obviously, look, there is a photo of her. She's pretty dolly princess. Yeah, but...
Yeah, these are pretty girls. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Don't date these pretty princesses. Seriously, they're not wife material. They're broken women.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, you want to cuddle up to something that's decent, I suppose, don't you? You don't want to go for the scrubs.
What's decent is found in the heart, my friend.
Ugh, yeah. People say that, but yeah. I guess I'm a little bit shallow. I do my best demolition while on drugs and alcohol. Yeah, that's also a question too. Is like, this guy's on drugs and alcohol, and he's demolishing a building or playing with explosives. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, don't anger the guy with the explosives.
Yeah. He sounds like a winning prick. She should have swiped left. Definitely should have swiped left on that one.
Yeah, I would say so.
But anyway, it's moving on. I'm not getting into that topic. Alright, so Facebook has defended calls for Trump assassination. It's weird because I thought they were against hate speech, right? Wasn't that what they claim? A woman's account has been suspended. A woman's account has been suspended by Facebook for demanding the platform ban users calling for the president's assassination. So not only are they not going after the person that's calling for the assassination, but they're banning the people that are calling it out. Well, that's great news, I suppose. Do any of you remember a day when talking about assassinating the president results in getting arrested? Majuro Green wrote on Sunday, who included a screenshot of the users calling for Trump's murder. Rather than deleting or addressing the individuals inciting violence against the president, Facebook issued a 3-day suspension to Green after she brought the attention to the left's incitements to violence. Without elaborating, Facebook's notice said that Green violated its community standards and therefore will be blocked for 3 days. Holy shit. This is literally them going through and blocking someone for calling out the left, for wanting to assassinate the president.
I think Facebook might be going insane.
Yeah, I think so too, actually, to be honest. No action has been taken against the individuals who actually have violated Facebook's community guidelines. They simply impeached Trump. I say assassinate, someone said. And it's got screenshots of someone here. This is this effing snowing might as well assassinate Trump. They say impeach Trump. I say assassinate. Someone else. Someone please assassinate Trump. By the way, I'm reading out other people's quotes. Okay, police department. Someone please assassinate. Like, it's just freaking Trump derangement syndrome. And what Facebook has gone through and what, taken down the account of the girl, or banned the account, or temporarily suspended the account of the girl who's called it out. Like, Jesus Christ. But anyway.
Well, one of the strange things about this is when you say something like that on social media, generally Secret Service gives you a visit. I kind of find it bizarre, though. Facebook is not doing anything about it, and even getting rid of people who call it out. Wouldn't Secret Service? I would recommend Secret Service visit Facebook.
Maybe. It does need to be asked, why is Facebook defending this? Why are you not going through, and why are you not targeting the people that are calling for assassinating a natural functioning president? Or assassinating a president? Like, why are you not calling... Why are you not blocking, banning these accounts?
Yeah, it's just a little strange, isn't it?
But anyway... Alan Jones, so not Alex Jones, but Alan Jones, a broadcaster in Australia, slams Israel Folaal's verdict. After Israel Folau was found guilty of breaching his contract with homophobic remarks, Alan Jones exploded on air in a furious rant. So, guys, what you maybe, for everybody that's not in Australia, this Israel Folau, for example, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's a footballer. He is an Australian footballer. He is, I think he's Kiwi or Maori, by actual colouring and by race and everything like that. But regardless, he has gone through and he made a tweet saying that, for example, if you're Islamophobic, if you're homosexual, if you're living your life in sin through drugs, alcohol, sleeping around, so fornicating. There's a whole list of things. And he basically turned around and said, you are going to hell according to his belief. He's obviously Christian of sorts. And he went through and he made this tweet saying that, that he thinks that these people that live their life in sin are going to hell. Now, at the end of the day, it's his religious view. And no one really cared about anything except him calling out talking about the homosexual remark. That's what seems to have gotten most people wound up. Now, he has been found guilty of a homophobic remark, and it could actually terminate his football career. So, former Wallabies coach Alan Jones has blown up in a furious on-air tirade after Israel Foral was found guilty of high level of breaching his contract last night. 3 persons independent panel of Chair John West QC, Rugby Australia Representative Kate Esterman SC, and the Rugby Union Players Association appointed John Bentube handed down the verdict and have now retired to decide on Fowler's sanctions following an epic code of conduct hearing in Sydney. Now, the reason why we're talking about this, generally I don't care about sport, I don't care about football and all that sort of stuff much, but it is a freedom of speech thing. Look, at the end of the day, I don't care if people agree or disagree with what he has to say. That's not the point. The fact is at the end of the day, he should be able to say it. He should have a right to go through and to say whatever he likes, as long as he's not inciting violence. And that's my stance on this. I think this is absolutely disgusting. And yet, if this was a Muslim, for example, we would never hear about this. The left would not give 2 shits.
That's true.
Like, they only care about this because he's Christian. That's what has bugged them the most, yeah.
Have you noticed just how bad it's getting when it comes to Christians getting attacked, getting murdered, getting smeared, whatever, and just like no one gives a crap? How it's getting real bad. I mean, it feels like even in the Western world, like Christians just get left behind, mate. I think it's getting so bad that I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting Sri Lankan levels of violence here. I'm not advocating for it, to speak clear. But I mean, that, like, over in Sri Lanka, I was clapping. Like, I don't know, some people might think, oh boy, that's not very nice. But like, I was like, good on you, Sri Lankans. When they recently attacked back a bunch of shops.
Yeah, they've also
Christians. Yeah.
They banned the burqa too.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I was rather happy about that. A lot of people might think that's awful, but I mean, look, Sri Lankans have had enough.
Yeah.
It's what happens, mate.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is the Sinhalese attacking back. It's their country defending their land. So, so in a way, I'm kind of rooting for the Aboriginals of that land. That's really, the left should be happy with that.
At the end of the day, I don't go getting into too much detail, but my ex, her mother is Sinhalese, and so that kind of hit a little home, close to home, because their family, her mother's family is from there, and they still have family over there. And I did tweet at my ex and say, or not tweet, but message my ex privately and say, is everybody okay? Blah blah blah. The bitch didn't respond, but we got this. But like I say, look, at the end of the day, it could get hit a little close to home because that's people that I could possibly know.
No, it is what it is, but if they're not going to respond, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's other reasons why. They might have blocked you, for all you know.
No, she hasn't done that. No.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
Not sure then.
And we didn't end on bad terms. So, that bad terms. Anyway, obviously, it's a breakup.
Yeah.
It's a breakup. It's a breakup. But at the end of the day, my understanding is the reason she doesn't want to talk to me is because it's, quote, too hard. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She, misses me or something. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. My understanding
That must
of it
be
anyway.
what's going on, yeah.
Yeah. That's what she said anyway. Like, when we split up, she said it was too hard seeing me on Facebook. Because it just reminded her. I'm like, well, why the fuck did you break up with me for then? But regardless. I'm on Tinder and I'm having fun. Hi to my ex if you manage to hear this someday. Tinder says hi. But anyway, Peter Bergies says America was never that great. It's funny how these Democrats always seem to say America was never great, isn't it? Democrat president contender Peter Bergies, who has joined the ranks of America was never that great doubters. Make America Great Again doubters, telling supporters in South Carolina Monday that America was never as great as advertised. Personally, I don't know who this guy is. Does anybody know who this guy is?
No.
Yeah.
No, he's a nobody.
No. Yeah. Some guy trying to get on the TV, trying to get on the Democratic good side, I suppose. Trying to use their talking points, I suppose. More women donated to Trump campaign first quarter than any 2020 Democrat. So more women have donated to President Trump's re-election campaign than any Democrat 2020 president candidate, according to the FEC data. 10,375 women have donated to Trump in the first quarter of 2019, more than double the nearest Democrat challenger. California Senator Kamala Harris had the second highest number of female donors with 3,850. Trump's advantage donating per woman donor is also much lower than his top female opponent. New York Senator Kristen Gillibrand's average donation was 1,321. Senator Harris's average was 935, respectively, while Trump's donors average out to $141. So his average donors is 141, which is lower than all the rest of them, but he's got more people. So it seems like he's got more of the grassroots movement.
Yeah, that would be important, I would say. To have more grassroots backing is probably more important than anything else.
So, Trip, you dropped your carrying her to bed. She can't relieve the pain. No, that was someone else I dropped. Or tripped, carrying to bed. Funny story. I told people at work I busted my ankle tripping over a cat. I didn't mind telling the truth. Because it would have gone around the office. But anyway. Yeah, I was carrying some chick to bed and... Yeah. Never leave your clothes on the floor, people. Especially when they start building up a pile. Becomes a trip hazard. But anyway. McConnell declares Mueller case closed. Says Dems are going through 5 stages of grief. Republican Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell took the Senate floor Tuesday to declare the Mueller investigation case closed. McConnell began by noting that Mueller report investigation brought by serious change, namely progress had been made with regarding to the election scrutiny, even going into the 2018 midterm elections. McConnell also noted that the conclusion had been treated like a known quality, but many as the investigator progressed. 2 years of exhausting investigations and nothing to establish the flunction conspiracy theory that Democrats, politicians, and TV talking heads had treated like a forensic conclusion, he added. The special counsel's finding is clear. Case closed. Case closed. I think he has a point. At the end of the day, I would like to see them investigate the how they got this information for the Pfizer warrants and everything like that. I think we need to start looking into Christopher Steele dossier and stuff like that. But as for Trump-Russia collusion, case closed. I think it needs to be put to bed. Just bury it. Just give up now. Although the more the left talk about it,
they need to put it away.
Yeah, well, the more the left talk about it, the left talk about it, the better it is for Trump, because it just shows them as being more deranged.
Yes. Well, that's probably what's tanking CNN's ratings even more.
Well, the ratings
keep talking about it.
Well, the ratings are tanking because the fact that no one is interested in Russia collusion anymore because the Mueller report came out. So what they've done is they've had to admit that the Mueller report came out. People have gone through and probably tuned into Fox and seen the fact that nothing is actually gone through and been found. So all of a sudden they're like, well, fucking CNN's lied to us for years, and they've basically turned off. And now CNN is desperate to get those ratings, so they've gone through, and my interpretation is they've tried to go on about this, not collusion now. It's what do you call it when he impedes an investigation?
Yeah. That's obstruction.
Obstruction, yeah. So that now I think they're going. Yep, says scroll. We're going to wrap up in about 5 minutes.
Are you for real? They're trying to go for obstruction now?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's no more collusion now. It's obstruction. Yeah, scroll. We're wrapping up in about 5 minutes anyway. Yeah, so we're wrapping up soon, guys. Anyways, 2 stories left and kind of shit through.
They're so insane.
Sweden creates hate speech robot to combat hate online. So the Swedish Defence Research Institute, along with other partners, have created a hate speech robot online and are asking members of the public to give it examples to form an algorithm to fight against hate on social media platforms. The robot, named Hodomen, is a collaboration between the FOIO and the Department of Defence Ministry, as well as the Swedish National Police and the University of Uppsala. According to a press release from the FOI, the aim of the site is to investigate the possibility of recognising hateful text as Swedish with technology. By the way, there is a link I'm going to post in this video where you can actually go through and type things online in this little box to cause it to think things are hateful. I'm not encouraging anybody to troll this website because that would be irresponsible, but there's going to be a link in the description where they're actually going to go through and you can post suggestions. Yeah. Just putting that out there.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Just saying. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Last story for the day, guys. Miss USA, Teen America, and Miss America are all black, and no one particularly cares. Yeah, that's pretty much the story. Mainstream media seemingly wants to go on about these guys all being black, all these girls being black. I don't give 2 shits. If anything, this just goes to show that the beauty pageants are picking diversity over talent. So, I don't know. I don't think they're that.
Yeah, it sounds like. Sounds like a bit too much.
Social justice warrior.
Virtue signaling.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, they probably sat down and thought, hey, can we get all black women this year? Can we go through and make it seem like, the blacks are winning the pageants because they're pretty? And you're going to tell me there wasn't one white girl that beats any of these girls? Like, don't get me wrong, these girls are obviously pretty and beautiful, great, terrific. But you're going to tell me that at the end of the day, there was no one else that was pretty or prettier? I find that hard to believe. But I don't know. I don't care. Apart from that, anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
On this story? No. That would be hate speech, I assume. And overall, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. No worries, guys. Look, obviously, big shout out to everybody who stayed and watched the whole podcast, the whole video, the whole channel, the whole live stream, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, guys, apart from that, look, obviously, if you have any questions, any comments, anything at all, feel free to hit us up in the comments below. Obviously, I do read the comments, even if I don't respond. I have been trying to respond lately more, though, because, you know, engagement. So feel free to hit me up in a comment and we'll have a chat and discussion. Thanks to Satellite, my co-host, who I just realised you didn't have your little... There you go, your little icon's up now. I forgot to turn your icon on. But apart from that, thanks for turning up.
It's okay.
I'll have a chat to you in a sec, actually. I need to go to the toilet, though. Apart from that, guys, obviously, everybody, thanks to, I think it was Squirrel who sent the $5 through. I will put it towards advertising, so woohoo! And apart from that, guys, obviously, thanks everybody who stayed for the whole stream. Everybody that smack that like button. Everybody that shares the video. Obviously, without you guys, obviously, this channel would be very, very boring. So, big shout out to everybody who's come and watched and listened to us prattle on for over an hour. How long have we been going for? Almost 2 hours. Wow, time flies. Apart from that, guys, look, yeah, apart from that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat station.